session 9 of this API series, and tonight we'll be discussing Zoho CRM's email APIs. Now, meet Eva. So Eva Martinez reached out via our contact form asking about CRM implementation. So this is where our journey begins, with an email landing in our inbox. So Eva reached out to our marketing team. She sent a mail to our marketing team, and the marketing team forwarded that email to me. So I have created a lead for Eva in the leads module. So this is how the record for Eva Martinez looks like in the leads module. So this is a very straightforward record in the leads module. Now, before we dive into the tech, let's set the stage with Eva's journey. So Eva is our new lead who just entered the CRM, and this map shows every touch point she'll have with us, from the first captured email to signing the proposal. Think of it as our storyline for today. So we'll start with how we capture and link her emails, move into fetching attachments, then show how we draft and send emails. So as we go through each step, you'll see two perspectives. One, Eva's experience as the customer, and our behind the scenes API calls that make it all work. So this slide is your roadmap. We'll follow it from start to finish in the live demos. Why email APIs? Now you might be thinking all of this can be done in the CRM UI, and that's true. But here is the thing. In real life scenarios, you often need to perform multiple email related operations one after the other. So in the UI, that means multiple clicks and page loads. But instead, you could trigger everything in one go, for example, from a widget or a custom button. So click once, and behind the scenes, the email APIs take care of each step for you, like linking the email, fetching the attachments, even sending the proposal. So it's about making CRM work faster and more seamlessly for your use case. Capturing the first email. So like I said, Eva downloaded our brochure from the website and sent an email to our marketing team. So they forwarded it to me, and using the details from that email, I created Eva's lead record in CRM like I showed you previously. But here's the catch. That forwarded email won't automatically show up in CRM because Eva didn't send it directly to me. So it's considered an external email. So it is sitting outside the CRM's history. So what do we do to bring this email alongside Eva's lead record in CRM? So we use the associate email API to link that email to Eva's lead record. So let me quickly show you how it's done in Postman. So this is Eva's lead record. Because this email that she sent to the marketing team is considered an external email, we don't have that email listed here under the emails related list. So I'm going to be using Postman to demonstrate the associate email API. So as many of you know, Postman is a very popular tool to test out the APIs. And we have an entire collection of APIs hosted in Postman. So when you just search for Zoho CRM developers, you'll have our collection there. When you fork it, you'll have the collection arranged something like this. So we have a separate folder for each of the API versions, and we have a separate folder for OAuth authorization. So as you all know, all API calls are authorized using the OAuth 2.0 protocol, which uses access tokens and refresh tokens to authorize every API call. So we have had a separate session that discusses, the OAuth 2.0 protocol. So please make sure to check it out. So here I have already forked our collection, and I've also set up my client here so that I can start making API calls. So before I start with the API, let me quickly refresh my access token. So I have already generated access token and refresh token while I set up my client. And now I'm going to use the refresh token to generate a new access token so that it is valid for the next hour of the presentation. So I have my access token here. So we'll be working with the V8 APIs today. So under V8 folder, under core emails, we have the associate email API. Now I want to associate an email with the record in Zoho CRM. So here I need the record ID. So I need Eva's record ID here. So in my CRM, this is Eva's record ID. Alternatively, you can also use the get records API to get this record ID. So here, this is a post API where in the body, I have the from address, the to address, the subject, and content of the mail. So this mail originally, this mail came from Eva. So I have the username and email ID here. this was sent to marketing head at this email address, and inquiry was the subject of the email, and this was the content of the email. So I have given the content in the HTML format. So the mail format is HTML, and this was the date and time at which the email was received. And then sent Boolean key indicates whether this email was sent from CRM. No, this email was not sent from CRM, so the value is false here. And then we have the original message ID here, which you can obtain from the original email. So this is about associating the email with the record. So when I hit send, you can see that I have a success response 201 created, which means this email is now associated with this record in CRM. So this is the message ID. So let's go to the UI and do a hard refresh and see if we have that email in our CRM alongside Ava's lead record. Okay, so the related list is populated here with the email that I just associated using the API. So as you see, CRM instantly attaches it to the correct record.
And the benefit of this API is huge, right? Like whoever has access to Ava's record and emails, they don't have to dig through inboxes or ask each other questions like who last spoke to Ava, what did you last communicate with Ava. All the communication is centralized in the CRM, and we can make it visible to everyone relevant. And the beauty of this API is that it's not just for this first email. You can use it anytime you need to link external email threads to the CRM. So your history is complete, clean, even if you didn't send it directly from Zoho CRM.
Absolutely. Now, Eva has come back with an email inquiring about Zoho CRM's capabilities for her business. Now, before I reply to that email, I have to configure the org email address and my email address in CRM. You cannot just let anybody have email communication with the lead. You need to have authorized email addresses. So for that, we have the allowed from address API. So all emails between Ava and myself will show up in the emails related list of the lead record when I configure my org email address or my email address in CRM. So let me quickly show you how it is done. So under setup, under channels and email, under the email tab, you can see that I have set up custom record level sharing, which means I choose who I want to share the record with. And I have set up my email ID here, which is this email ID. And under organization emails, I have given this email ID as my organization email. So this means these two IDs will be used, or these two IDs are the only ones that are allowed for me to send or have any kind of email correspondence with the lead record. So on this slide, we are looking at how to get the allowed from email addresses using the API. So this is essential for ensuring your emails are sent from authorized addresses only. First is this API receives a list of email addresses that are authorized to send emails on behalf of the user. So this means you can programmatically get all the verified from addresses tied to the user and the org email address. Second, it helps ensure compliance with email sending policies and protects against spoofing, which is important to maintain email security and trust. Third, the API returns multiple verified email addresses, which is useful when users have several email aliases or roles. Finally, it's especially useful if you're building custom email modules or applications where you want to populate the from dropdown dynamically, offering users only valid authorized sending addresses. So overall, this API is a key piece for maintaining email authenticity and smooth integration within your CRM workflows. So moving on to Postman, again, we have under emails, we have the get from addresses API. So this is a very straightforward get API. When I hit send, you can see that I have configured these two email addresses. So one is my own email address and the other one is the org email address. So under type, you can see org email, which means this is an organization email address. So I can use either of these emails to send or receive emails from Ava. So at this stage, Eva hasn't heard from us directly yet. She is in our CRM as a new lead. But before we propose anything, we need to understand her business requirements. So this is where our very first email to her comes in. Now, we don't want to reinvent the wheel every time we do this. So that's why we will use the Get Templates API, where this API lets us pull a pre-approved email format that our sales team uses for requirement gathering. Now, this way, every first email to a new lead has the same professional tone and covers all the essential questions.
And once we have the template, we use a SendMail API to make it feel like it's just for Ava. We'll automatically insert her name, her company details, and anything else we need from the record. So it feels personal, even though the structure comes from a predefined template.
And this approach gives us consistency, the right message every time, and also automation so our reps can send these emails in seconds right from the CRM. Plus, all the communication stays logged in the lead record so the entire team can see what's been sent. So let's quickly go to Postman. We have the send mail API here. So like I mentioned, when I use the send mail API, I need the template ID. So I have, my sales team has put together an email template. So I need to use that template in my send mail API so that I can, use the same content over there. So for that, we go to metadata APIs, customization. We have the templates here and then the get email templates. So when I hit send, I have the templates over here that are created for my org. So we have two templates here and I want the requirements gathering template. So I need this one and I need the ID of this template. So I'm copying this and coming to our send mail. So because the mail is going to take some time, I'm going to hit send first. So as you can see, in the input body, we have the from address to address. So this email is originating from me because I'm going to be asking for Ava's business requirement, and then I'm sending it to Ava. And reply to, I have given Anu's email address. So let's say I have a planned time off, or I'm not going to be available for the next few days, but I'm expecting a reply from Ava. Then I don't want the email to go unnoticed, or just lying there waiting for a response. So I have given Anu's email address here so that when the email arrives in my absence, Anu can follow it up with Ava. And then org email key is false because I'm not using the organization email address. I'm giving my email address here. And then subject, which is the subject of the email. And here in template, I have given my template ID that I just received using the Get Templates API. So this email will essentially have the content from that template. And mail format is HTML. Now, when I hit send, I got a 200 OK response with the message ID here. So which means the mail is successfully sent. So let's see if we have this email linked in CRM. Okay, so this is Ava's record. I'm doing a hard refresh. So every email communication that happens is logged in CRM in the emails related list alongside the record itself. So you have everything available at a glance, which makes it very convenient. So here I have the reply email that I sent to Ava asking for her business requirements. So this is about using the send mail API. Now, when Ava replies to our email with her business requirements, her response will land in Anu's inbox since we had specified her address in the reply to key when sending the email. However, if I am going to be out of office for a few days, we can't risk missing a crucial email from Ava, like I mentioned. So to ensure nothing is missed, Anu will be able to follow up with her promptly. So for that to happen, I first need to share Ava's lead record with Anu so that she has full access to the context. So for this, I'll use the Share Records API to grant her the necessary permissions, enabling her to view all related details and respond effectively. So coming to Postman again, I want to share Ava's record here. So here under Record APIs, we have share records, and the leads module. So I'm going to be sharing Ava's lead with Anu. So I want Anu's user ID here. So I can use the users API, which is under others, users, get users. So when I hit send, I have the list of users that are there in my CRM org. And when I search for Anu, this is the user ID to which I want to share the record. So I'm giving Anu's email ID here, and the type is users because I'm sharing with a user. If you want to share this record with a role, then you can give the type as role here and give the role ID. And then share related records Boolean key, which means whether or not I want to share the related records with this user. I want to, because email is a related list. So I want Anu to be able to see all the emails and all the related records of Ava. And permission is full access. I'm giving her full access. You can also choose to give read only permission or rewrite permission. And then type is private. Private means I am sharing this only with this user, Anu in our case. If I give the type as public, it means this record is shared with everybody, every user in your organization. And notify is true, which means whenever I have shared a record, Anu will be notified of this change. So hit send, and I have 201 created response here. So Anu, do you see the record in the leads module?
Give me a moment, Shailaja.
Yeah.
All right. I can now see Miss Ava Martinez lead record in my CRM. I can show it to you right now.
Yes, please. I'll stop sharing my screen. Anu, would you mind sharing your screen, please? Yes.
So this is the lead record that Shailaja just shared with me. And I can see the related list as well. And in fact, Shailaja, Ava has already responded to your email here. We have her business requirements received in her mailbox.
Oh, I don't. No, I don't see that email in my related list. Anu, can you explain why is that so?
Oh, yes, of course, yes. Let me walk you through why that happens. Now, this is similar to the query that Suman has raised here. She has said, so we have added a process in our leads. When the sales sends email through leads record to customer, it converts into contact and accounts. The Outlook email is synced, but only the user and their manager can see the emails. Is it possible using this for particular users to be able to see the email that they send to contact? This is not exactly the same, but a similar context. Let's say while Shailaja was away, or like you saw just now, Ava has replied to my email with some really important details about her business requirements. And you saw how Shailaja had given my email ID in the reply to key of the sent email API when she sent the email to Ava, right? So this particular email that Ava sent, it has landed directly in my inbox, in my CRM inbox. But Shailaja won't be able to see it because I have not shared it with her yet. But I know that Shailaja will need full context when she's back from her vacation. Now, here is the thing. Emails originating from within CRM and the ones from and to the org email addresses are visible to everyone by default. And by everyone, I mean everyone who has access to that particular record. Whereas the email that Ava sends directly to me will not be visible to other users unless I choose to share it. So instead of forwarding individual messages or pasting them into chat, I'm going to use the Share Emails API. With a single call, I can grant Shailaja and anybody who has access to that particular record access to these emails right inside Zoho CRM. She'll see the entire conversation history exactly as it happened in the same formatting, all the attachments and timestamps, everything, so she can get up to speed in minutes. I'll show you how this is done using Postman. So email sharing, you can find under core APIs, metadata. I'm sorry, record APIs, share. We have record level sharing here. Now, as the name suggests, this is a record level sharing, which means I'm sharing email that are related to this particular record to anyone who has access to that record. So let's go find Ava's record ID here. This is, I'll get the record ID from here. And like Shailaja explained earlier, you can also get it from using the Get Records API. And I have added the record ID as a variable because I'm using it in so many APIs today. So I'm going to use this. I've used that variable here. And this record, this request has no body, which means that is because I'm sharing only one record and I'm sharing it with anybody who has access to this record. Even though this is a post request, it has no body here. If you have more than one records, if you want to share more than one record, you can give the details of all those records in the JSON body, input JSON body. Now let's hit send, and that's a success, which means I've shared it with you now, Shailaja. You should be able to see the related list now. Can you check and confirm if you can see the related list?
Yes, just give me a moment. I'm just doing a hard refresh.
Yes. So
yes. No, yeah, sorry to interrupt. I do see the email here. So I have 3 emails in my related list now.
Great. So, like I said, when my colleague returns from her vacation, she's not just reading a summary from me that I've pasted in her chat. She's reviewing a full thread as if she were part of it from the beginning. It keeps our communication transparent, our follow-ups consistent, and it also ensures that there are no customer messages ever missed. Right. Now, you saw how Shailaja had shared Ava's record with me, and I even went through her emails. But say I did it via using the UI. I want to catch up on everything that has happened so far, but using APIs. How will I do that? For that, first I'll use the get all emails of a record API. This particular API gives me the full list of emails linked to Ava CRM record, whether they are incoming or outgoing, everything. So I can quickly find her latest messages. This gives me like a full timeline at a glance. Now let's go find the get all emails of a record. You can find them under emails, get all emails of a record. Now, again, we need the record ID. I already have the record ID of Ava saved in the variable here. I'm going to hit send. So this here has given me all the records that are associated with Ava's record. And you can see I have 3 different emails. And I believe this is the latest email that Ava has sent us from Ava Martinez. Yes, this is the email that Ava has just sent us. So what we do is this, when you use this particular API, it gives you the basic details. It gives you the from address, the to address, the message ID, when it was sent, etc. But it doesn't give you the content of the email, the content or any attachments that it may have. Right now, I have identified which email I want to dig into further. Now I'll call the get a specific email API to open up the exact message. That way I can check the content without digging through my inbox again. So I have copied the message ID here, and I'll use the get specific email API here. All right, so this is the email content. As you can see here, it has given me the HTML, it's in the HTML format. And it looks like Ava's email also includes a very important document here, her requirement, a business requirement, and she has attached it as a PDF file. So apart from the content, I would also want to get this attachment from her. I would also want to see the attachment, download the attachment that she has sent in her email. So how do I do that? For that, I can use the get attach email attachments API. This is the get email attachments API. And for this API, I'll need a couple of other important information. I need the record ID, which this is Ava's record ID, which we already have here. We'll also need the message ID, the user ID, the ID of the user to whom the owner of the email record. and then the attachment ID and the name. We have all this information from this get all emails, view email of a record. Let's copy them one by one. This is the message ID. This is the ID of the email, and I need the user ID. So I need to check whom the email was addressed to. So here it is addressed to me. So I'll need Anu's user ID, which I can get from users API. I have it under others, users, get users data. This is a pretty straightforward API. There's nothing much to explain. I'll quickly go find Anu from the responses. I have the ID here. Let's paste the ID, and I need the ID of the attachment that I need. Say I have 3 attachments she has added in this email. I can only fetch one attachment using the API in one API call. So I'm gonna copy this attachment ID. I would also need the name of the attachment. Again, that is available from get all emails of get the email specific email API. So I have all the details I need. Let's hit the API. All right, so this is the attachment that Eva had attached in the email. So this workflow, getting all the emails, identifying the specific email, and then using the email attachment API. This workflow means that instead of waiting for one person to read and forward everything, the entire team can access both the email and its attachments instantly. So we can start reviewing Eva's requirements and preparing a proposal without any delay.
Yes, and that's everything you need, the full conversation and all the documents without even having to forward a single email.
Exactly. It's like having a complete case file at your fingers, right?
Right, right.
All right. Now that we have reviewed Ava's requirements and documents, it's time to work on the proposal, the big proposal. So say I have already drafted one up, but I don't want to hit send just yet. I want Shailaja and my manager to review it first. That's where the draft API comes in. We have the create draft API using which I can save my proposal email in CRM without sending it. We have the get drafts API using which my manager can easily pull up all the pending drafts for review. Then we have the update drafts API. Either of us, my manager or I, can tweak the content before it is sent. And then there is delete draft API. If the deal changes direction or there is something else is going on, we can remove the draft altogether. We can keep our CRM clean using the delete draft API. It's a simple way for the sales team to review and refine important emails without ever having to leave CRM. So again, we'll go to Postman and see how this is done using APIs. We have the email draft APIs under record APIs, emails, email drafts. Let's go with the create draft API. So as you can see, I have added some details here. Again, this API needs the record ID, which we have already pre-filled using the variable. And it needs basic details like the from address, the to address, the reply to. The reply to is the address to which Ava will be replying when she clicks on the reply button in her mailbox. And the subject content, I have added the content in HTML format. Since I'm using rich text, the Boolean key value is true. And I also want to add an attachment. I have the proposal, Ava's proposal ready in a PDF. So I want to attach the PDF to this particular draft. Now, how do I do that? For that, we have the Files API. You have to upload the files to Zoho file system using Files API and use the ID of the attachment here. So this is the Files API /CRM/V8/files. This is a post API. I'll quickly find. Okay, I have the proposal, the initial proposal ready here, and let's hit send. Okay, we have the attachment ID. Now I'm going to use this ID in my draft API. I also have a file name. This file name will override the actual name of the file. Now let's hit send. And we have a success response, which means this draft is already created. This draft is created and it is ready in my CRM. Now let's go back to UI and verify this. We can also verify this using get all drafts, which we'll do soon. Right here we have. Yes, Shailaja.
Yeah, and because it's tied directly to Eva's record, all the history and context are right there. So there is no scattered inbox threads, no missing attachments.
Exactly. That is the magic of keeping everything in one place, right? It's right there in front of you, everything all together. So like I said, we have the draft created here. And so, we can even send the draft right from here after we have created it using the API. Now, coming back, we have got Ava's proposal ready, and I had sent it to my manager for a review. He has already approved it. My team has already approved the proposal. Now it's time to send it out. Instead of rewriting everything, instead of going and drafting everything again, we are going to pull it straight from our drafts in CRM using the get drafts API. Now, again, going back to Postman, here is my get email drafts API. Again, we need Ava's record ID, which we have pre-filled using the environment variable. Now, the get email, all email drafts gives you all the email drafts that are available in for this particular record as related list. In our case, we only have one. We only have one draft, and this is the draft right here. We can use the get a specific email draft to get all the details related to this particular draft. Again, I need the draft ID, which I just copied from the other response. I have Ava's record ID from here. Let's send the API. Okay. So here we have everything that is related to this particular draft. We have a summary, we have the attachment details, we have the content. Most importantly, we have the content here, the subject here, the from to reply to details here. Now, when you're sending, we are talking about sending an email, sending a draft to using sent mail and sending this draft. So there is no single API that sends a draft directly, but we do have a trick for that. What we do is we just take this draft's content and feed it into the sent mail API that Shailaja demonstrated for you earlier. This is the same email that we prepared earlier, just being sent in real time. So for that, again, we'll go back to sent mail API. I have the sent mail API here. These are the basic details I need for sending. I need the from address, to address, CC, any CC, PCC, the reply to, again, the subject, content, and mail format, and any attachments if we have any. So let's get these details from the draft. From address, I have given, this is this Anu's email as the from address. So I'm going to use that. And again, to address, it is to be addressed to Ava Martinez. I'm going to copy this as such. And I want to CC Shailaja in this email. I need reply to details, which I have drafted in my original draft. Again, I want the reply to be sent to Anu, so I'm going to copy that from here again. And since this is being sent from Anu's email ID instead of the org email ID, I have given the org email Boolean key as false. I need the email draft key, the email draft ID. I'm going to use the email draft ID here. I need the subject again. I also need the content and any attachments I have added. So let's click copy the content. Okay, in the draft, we had added an attachment. So let's quickly copy this attachments too. All right. So in SendMail API, we only need the file name and the ID to send out an attachment. So I have deleted the other details like service. So here I have everything ready. I have copied all the important details from there. Now let's try hitting send and see how that goes. Now here is the thing. When you're sending an email that came from a draft, you must include the email draft key in the SendMail API call. What it does is it tells CRM which draft we are sending. And once the email is sent, this particular draft will automatically be removed so that our CRM again stays clean, so that we don't have any unused versions, unwanted drafts lying around in our CRM. So we have gotten a success response. Now let's go back to Ava's record and check this. As you can see, we have 4 emails here. This is the one that we just sent from Anu to Ava with the proposal that we worked on. And with this, Ava's proposal is officially on its way to Ava.
So this means we've reached the final step in our journey, the perfect time to wrap things up.
Exactly, Shailaja. And what a journey it has been, right?
No, we've really taken quite the trip with Ava from that very first hi there in her inbox all the way up to a business proposal.
Absolutely, Shailaja. And the best part is that email APIs had our backs the whole time. Every email, every attachment, every update from Ava just landed right there where it belonged in CRM.
Right, and no one had to dig through inboxes or forward long chains of messages.
Exactly, right? It meant faster decisions, fewer mistakes, and honestly, a CRM that felt like it was working with us, not against us. And here is the thing, everyone. Today, we only explored a handful of the email APIs available in Zoho CRM.
Right, there are plenty more, like downloading inline images from an email, getting email shared details, sending mail using merge templates, and unblocking an email address. So all of those are there when you need them.
So if you're curious, please go check out our developer documentation, try them out in Postman, and see how they can fit into your workflows.
Yes, and with that, we've reached the end of this session.